Hey everybody, what's going on? KSA, Chris here, the Real Estate Blitz. I got a comment on YouTube and some questions, so I'm going to go ahead and read those real quick. These questions came from Joseph Delgardo. He was replying, which video is this? He watched how to get into real estate investing if you only have 10K. It was a video I did a while back. When did I do it? I did it in November 2017, so last year. And says, thank you, Chris. I just subscribed and I'm about to check some of your other videos out. I appreciate the video. It is short and gives the viewer the gist. If you have a couple minutes, I'd greatly appreciate if you answer 3 questions at the bottom of this comment. And then he goes on to explain what he's doing. He has a full-time job, etc., his degree. But I want to get right into the question. So number 1, in your opinion, finance or real estate agent? That's a great question, Joseph. You know, what I would say, each one has the potential and ability to make you a really good return. I think unless I knew you better, I couldn't give you the right answer. And the reason why is because everybody's attracted to something different. So example, like me personally, I don't think I could do finance. I don't think I could do lending. I don't think I could do something like that because it just doesn't interest me. It's not a passion of mine. It has a lot of the same components. The big picture of it, when you come to building the business, is pretty much exactly the same. You just got to farm a different type of a client, and there's a different type of an expectation. We have a lending business in-house here to KSA Real Estate Group, and I've experienced and watched how that works. It's for me personally, it's not something I'm into. I like doing real estate specifically, so I'm a real estate agent. So that one is really a personal question for you. They both have the potential to make a whole buttload of money. And they both have the potential to be extremely freaking hard to get into and to break out and become a top producer. It just comes down to, I say it over and over, your mindset and your decision to commit to what you're doing and really going after it. Question number 2, do you recommend a commercial or residential license? Same thing as answer number 1. I have friends that are in commercial. In my opinion, they both have the potential to make a buttload of money. Commercial has the potential to make more money if you're really freaking good. Commercial doesn't interest me. I have done plenty of commercial deals. It's just not something that I'm passionate about, and it's not something that I'm into. One of my really close friends, I hang out with him at least twice a month. We go and spend hours together. I saw him yesterday, and I'm going to see him next week too. We go up and do volunteer work up north of here, and he does commercial and he does land. And he's just a different type of a personality than I am in person. And I tell you, he's really damn good at what he does, but it just doesn't interest me. It's not something I personally would want to do. So again, it's a personality thing. What I would say on both those questions, if you want to go deeper, dude, give me a call on my cell phone, right? Number 3, any chance you can do a video on if you do not have real estate license and you want to get into real estate investing? Okay, so I think what you're asking here is if you don't have a real estate license, but you want to get into investing, how do you do it? That's a fantastic question. I've done a few videos on this, whether you realize it or not. They're on the Real Estate Blitz. And step 1, Google real estate investment clubs or real estate investor associations in your local area, whatever area you're in. I've done this before because I've had people look it up and they're like, I can't find anything. And I'm like, tell me your area, and then I'll go on there and look for it. Places, if you can't find it just by doing a simple Google, go to biggerpockets.com. and then look up your area. It's going to tell you all the different organizations that are in that area that can help you out. To me, that's the very first step because you got to get within the culture and you got to get around people that are actually doing it and producing. They do meetings once a month, usually at a minimum. They're going to have, you're going to meet people there that you could start doing joint ventures with, people that you could bounce stuff off of. Maybe somebody will find interest in you. What I would say is when you go to those meetings, be humble, be honest about what you're trying to accomplish, what you want to get into. There are programs that you can purchase if you want training. I'm not a fan of all of the programs because I think a majority of them are predatory in nature, no different than how I feel about wanting to become a top producing real estate agent. I think a lot of the programs that are available are predatory. They're preying on really ignorant or naive people in order to make a profit. I'm not a fan of that, but there are a few that I really recommend. And like the Kingdom is pretty fantastic. I actually did an interview. I interviewed Jordan. If you go back through the Real Estate Blitz and you'll see Jordan on there, it's a one-on-one interview. And he talks about the Kingdom. He actually runs a Kingdom, and it's a pretty damn great program if you want to pay for it. And it's actually pretty inexpensive considering. Another way that you can do it is you can start reading books. The challenging part about investing there's a ton of stuff written about being a real estate agent, not a ton of really good stuff written about being an investor, in my opinion. I read a lot. I read 2 to 3 books a month. I listen to 2 to 3 books a month too. So I guess in total, probably like 6 books a month. I consume a lot of information. I just haven't read it. I haven't ran into that many really great books. One place I would highly recommend you check out, and I don't think I've ever made this recommendation, the Norris Group. Google the Norris Group. They're in Riverside County. And I remember when I first started getting deeper into investing, I was still in the Marine Corps. This was a lot of years ago. And they have some amazing freaking products that give you some, it's a nice mix because they're not fire hosing you with information, but you can build in with buckets, so fill up the pool, you can grab a fire hose. Sometimes it's too much, grab a bucket, fill up a bucket, dump the bucket. Eventually the pool gets full, right? I would definitely say check out the Norris Group. Buddy, they got some amazing stuff on there, for one. For two, they do have training programs where you could take off for a day, sometimes 3 days, where you get to do hands-on. So if you want to get into flipping, they'll actually physically take you out the properties. You'll value properties. They'll teach you, without having a real estate license, how to look up or create a valuation, how to pick colors, how to pick materials, how to pick contractors. Like, they really go in depth, and they're great people too. I'm a big fan of Bruce Norris. In my opinion, on the West Coast, he is the Nostradamus for real estate investing. And then his son, Aaron Norris, is pretty magic too. I met him quite a few times, and I keep in touch with him on Facebook. I think he's a fantastic dude. So that would be my recommendation. Wish I could give you more information on the first 2 questions you had, but I deeply believe that's just something that's a personal choice. I know the path that I've chosen. I've chosen to be a real estate agent, and I've chosen to stick to residential. But I believe a lot of that is based off of what interests me. I would deeply say that whatever you feel attracted to, like a passion or an obsession, chase that. Chase that one. If you're leaning towards commercial and you're leaning towards finance or one or the other, chase that. Just go after that. Each one of them has different things. I think what you need to do, you know what? I'm going to answer question 1 and question 2. I think I'm going to answer it the best way I can for you right now. Okay, so Joseph, this is what I recommend. Step 1, you need to reach out to a few different lenders and ask them. I actually did this a while back, not with lenders, but with real estate, being real estate agents, etc. This is a long time ago. You need to ask them if you can come and hang out, meet them, introduce them, and go and hang out with them and ask them about finance, and ask them if you can shadow them for a day or 2. Just say, hey, I just want to shadow you and hang out and be in your energy and kind of see what you do, learn a little bit. I would do that for both. Start meeting people in those industries that you're curious about. Start asking a lot of questions. And hopefully, as you ask questions or you get the opportunity to hang out with these people and associate with them, you start answering the original question, which I told you, which is what's going to drive passion and obsession for you. When you figure that out, that's when you should choose. All right, so Joseph Delgardo, I appreciate the comment. Thanks a lot, bud. I appreciate the questions, and I hope this video helps you out. I'll be posting this up like I wrote in the comment space the following day. I'm going to put on there very specifically. It says for Joseph Delgardo, okay? And I hope this works. Have a good one. Bye.